Hi all, welcome back. This is part four series of nine video, and in this part we will use AWS Cloud and Amazon Linux 2 MI for creating the AWS instance. In this demo, we will see CI/CD pipeline using Git, Jenkins, Maven, Docker, and Ansible. We will use this do all those things on the AWS cloud. The flow for this demo will be like user will check in the document to the GitHub, and uh, Jenkins will take all those things code from the GitHub and create a build using the Maven, and Ansible will use here, and Ansible will create use the playbook, and it will create the Docker image, build the Docker image, and push Docker image to the Docker Hub using the Maven build. And in the second playbook, it will use deploy those things to the Docker engine and use that Docker container to the new Docker machine. That instance Docker image will be pulled from the Docker Hub, and all those things written in the second playbook for the Ansible. So two separate playbooks for Ansible is being used here. So I will show you all those playbooks here and details. I will provide you detailed description on that also. So this flow we will use in the AWS system here. We will use three instances for AWS. First instance, we will install the Jenkins and Maven, and second instance, we will install the Ansible, and third instance, we will install the Docker, and where we will run that container over here, right? So overall, in when we will check for the automated flow, when user will check in the code in the GitHub, that new container we will deploy on this final location. So agenda for discussing for this demo is first we will change the host name so that we can easily understand where we are working, because we will use here three instances of AWS. After that, we will install Java, Maven, Jenkins, and some Jenkins plugins which will required for this demo. We will use that. This will happen on the first instance. This is we will use the first instance here, and in the second AWS instance we will install Ansible and Docker over the second instance, and third instance also we will use the Docker one installation we will do in the third AWS instance. Then we need to create the password-led authentication for the Ansible and Docker, because Ansible will push all those container things to the Docker. So we need passwordless connectivity over here. And also we need to create a connection between the Jenkins and Ansible for pushing the code, pushing the files from the GitHub to the Ansible. Then we will, as I will show you the GitHub repository, which we will use here. And after that, we will create the Jenkins job, where we will use all those things which I've shown here in Jenkins jobs, and we will use here playbooks. And after doing these things, we will do the automate configuration using the webhook. That is the last step. Here we will use the manual run, and here it will do via the automatic using the webhook, right? So we will check step by step things over here. So you can see here we'll use here three instance like Jenkins, Docker, and Ansible. So first step we are changing the host name over here in this step, and second step we'll install the Java on all those instances because Java is required for everywhere in all those instances. After installation of Java, we'll install Maven only on the Jenkins instance, right? And also Jenkins will install on the Jenkins instance only, right? Then we need 4 plugins over here: GitHub, and for Maven Invoker and Maven Integrator will use, and we will use here for connecting the other servers like Ansible using this plugin publish over SSS. Now on the Ansible system, we will install the Ansible on the Ansible instance, right? And then we'll install Docker on the both instance like Ansible and Docker both places because we need Docker both places because first place Ansible will create the Docker image. Here it will build the Docker image. So we need Docker in Ansible server also, and we will deploy Docker container on the Docker instance. So the already Docker should be installed on that instance. So we can run that instance here, Docker instance here. We will run it. Right. So after installation of Docker, we'll create the passwordless connectivity between the Ansible and Docker instance, right? And after doing this connectivity, then we'll create a connection between Jenkins and Ansible. And also same time, we will set the Maven path in the Jenkins, right? Now this is the GitHub URL where all those codes already there. Sample code is there, and all those playbooks, Docker file, everything is here. I will show you in this URL everything, and I will explain those things also. And we need to change some host file in the GitHub. This is the step is required because we need to enter the Docker instance private IP, which when we will create the instance, there we need to enter those and that's private IP to the GitHub URL because using the host file from the GitHub, we will take each and every code from this site, GitHub repository. So this thing we need to do it first, and after that we are pushing our image to the Docker hub, so we need to create one credential to the GitHub uh, to the Docker hub, and we will do it. So we will use Docker hub credential. I am just I think there's a typo error here. Docker Hub credentials on Ansible using the root user. So we will this command we will use for the Docker login, and we'll give the credential for the Docker Hub, right? After doing this things, we need to create a Jenkins job, which is a Maven project, and we will do all those configuration over here, and we will test the URL. And I've added code which we'll use here, Docker file, and this YML file which we'll use here, like this is a playbook, and host file, this is a 2 playbooks we are using here. I told you earlier, so I will explain those things, don't worry about that. And after at the last, we will configure for the automate deployment, we will use the webhook. So we have seen at the high level things what we need to do. I will created this PPT for the easy understanding the command, everything I mentioned over here. So let's start the demo so you can understand better how to do it this demo. And I will take each and every command from this slide so it will easy to understand. So I'm starting from here. Let's create first we need to create the 3 instance Jenkins, Ansible, and Docker in the AWS, right? So I am just going to the login on that instance. This is my EC2 management console. You can see here, no instance is running over here, 08 showing. I am doing all those demo in the North Virginia region. due to more stability here. So I am just creating the three instance here. So I'm launching the instance, and as I told you, I will give demo here in the Amazon Linux 2. In the next demo, I will use the Ubuntu OS with GCP cloud, Google Cloud I will use. So, but here I am using this Amazon EC2. So I'm selecting it, and we can select this FreeTIR T2 Micro for that. And I am here doing 3 instances for that, right? 3 with default setting. I'm giving name here Jenkins, right? Then security group, I am taking all port open, so will not face any issue regarding the port. I am launching this system. I am using the N Virginia key pair, which is my system downloaded already in the download folder. So I have launched the system. It will take some few minutes to. You can see here I have put name Jenkins, it is showing 3 Jenkins instance, but we need to change it as per the PPT Jenkins, Ansible, and Docker. So I'm changing the name of the other two system. Ansible, sorry. It's not edited, let me edit again. Yeah, it is Ansible now. Third system is our target system. I'm mentioning it Docker, right? So we can know that. Now you can see we have 3 system here as per this, and we need to change the host name, because when we will connect that, we are not able to recognize without changing the host name, right? So I am connecting via Git Place here. You can use Putty and any other tool, whatever you want. So I am connecting first with the Jenkins, and this is the connection string I am taking from here. Actually, my PEM file is in download folder, so I'm going in that location. I am running it. It is connected, right? I'm taking sudo. I'm updating the package. Right? It is updating, and I'm changing the host name here. You can see here I am changing the host name Jenkins, and also I'm changing the etc file. So this is my Jenkins server. You can see here Jenkins is coming over here. This is ready. First system is ready, right? And host name has changed. So I will repeat same thing for the Ansible also, and I will put Ansible server instance name is Ansible control node, right? So let's connect with the first that system, then we will do it. It is connected. I am taking sudo here, and I am updating the package. I am changing also host file. I'm saving it, right? You can see this is showing Ansible control node, right? So we have created updated two system. Let's connect with the Docker one also. It is connected with the Docker one. Updating the package here also. And this is a host name we have mentioned here, Docker host. You can see. Now you can see this is showing Docker host. This is our third system, right? So I'm keeping it here. Now next step, we need to install the Java and all three servers. So m update already we have run. So I'm directly installing the Java, right? This is Docker system I'm doing and doing for the all three. Then Java 1.8, we are installing both versions over here. Now alternate, we can choose the Java version. So I am selecting in the Jenkins system. You can see here. This is showing the two Java version 11 and 1.8, but I need to select, I am selecting first option. So it will show, I'm just clearing this screen. You can see now Java version. See, it is showing 11, right? So I think we done now. We need actually password authentication disable here. So we need to enable the password authentication because we need to create the passwordless connections. So we need that password things, right? So you can see here. This is yes, and I am commenting this one, right? Now you can see this is passwordless authentication. Yes, I have done it, and no, I've commented it, right? Saved. right? Now I am doing same for the other server also, Ansible one. Oh, sorry. I think again I've logged in on the same one, right? This one. I'm commenting no one, right? Saved. We have done for the two system now. We need to done for the Docker one also. Here you can see here. I'm commenting it here, right? And I'm saving it, right? Now we have enabled the password authentication. Now we need to restart the service, SSH service, right? It is done. Restarted, and you can see here it is restarted, right? So we have done this step completed. Now we need to do the install Maven only on the Jenkins instance. We have a Jenkins instance, this one. So we will do everything over here, right? So you can see here, I need to just download the tar file in the opt folder. First I am going to opt folder. You can see default folders AWS and RH, and after getting the tar file we will unzip it, right? You can see here we got this we have extracted that thing and we got this folder. Now we will rename this folder as a Maven. Not copied. And do it manually, something is there. Okay. Oh, oh, it is not last command. Maven is already done. Okay, it's already done. Okay, now we need to go change this profile path and give the configure the home path for Maven here. Existing one, I'm just commented existing one, and I'm just copying this M2 home path. Right, it's done. Now I'm saving. After that, I'm refreshing it, and I will check the path, right? We are getting the path, and also we are getting the M2 path. This has been path already configured, right? This Maven installation has been done. Now we will install Jenkins on the Jenkins system. First, we need to configure repository, right? Then take the keys, then install Jenkins. it is installing. Then we will check the status for the Jenkins. Status is not started, so we need to start the service. Jenkins is started, right? Okay, now we need to add the Jenkins user to the for the sudo permission, sudo access. So we need to add it here in the sudo ser file. See, I am adding this user. See, it is added. Now I'm saving this file. Now we need to restart this Jenkins service, right? It is started, right? Okay. Now we're done. Now we need to test Jenkins, right? So we'll open Jenkins URL over here, and this is the public IP port 8080. So we can see here on the instance sections, right? Jenkins public IP is this one. We got it here. I'm copying it. I'm opening the new browser. 8080. And I've selected all port open, so we will not face any issue for the port opening here, right? So we need to unlock the Jenkins, taking the key. This is Jenkins servers. We are just this key. We got it from that location. Now it will ask for the plugin. Yeah, but we do not to install plugin right now. So I am just keeping this step and moving to the Jenkins. Yeah, we got the dashboard for Jenkins. So first we need to change the admin password because we have not set it. So just need to set same password I am setting over here, same name, admin, and apply and save. So it means our password has changed successfully because you have changed the password. So we need to log in it again. Now we are getting the password prompt. Now we have done. Now we need to install some plugins which is required for that. So we can go to the manage Jenkins, then manage plugins. And in the available tab, we don't have any plugins because you have not selected any install any plugin over there. So I am just selecting GitHub. GitHub I have selected here. Now I am selecting Maven plugin, Maven integration and Maven invoker, right? Two plugins is required. See. Now third plugin is required for that. I'm showing you in the PPT. We have done this. Now you can see we install GitHub Maven invoker, Maven integration, then publish over SSS. You can see publish over SSS, right? Now I'm installing without restart. So it is installing all other dependencies for the plugins. You can see lots of plugins are there. Installation is going on. Blue color is successful. Not installing this one, right? You can see it's going on. So we have done this step, right? Now you can see Now we are talking about the Ansible system. You can see, I will show you something here. It is done, right? Again, now I'm going go back to this system, and I'm going to the configure Ansible in the global configuration tool. We have already installed the Maven, right, in the same server. So I am adding here Maven, and home path of Maven, we know that we install under the OPT, right? Maven, correct. I'm applying and save. Right now we have done configuration so far on that server Jenkins. Now we are moving to the Ansible installation. So as you know that we have already created this Ansible system, this is control one is already there. So we need to do all those activity install Ansible on this system, right? So let's start the Ansible. We need to install the Python and Python pip. So it's installed, right? I'm doing. I have put it all those command in one place. So, oh, sorry, it is minus command is not correct. Let me correct it. Yeah, this one. And after installation of Python pip, we need to install the Ansible, right? Installing the Ansible here, and after that we can check the version. Okay, it will take few seconds for installing it. After installation of it, we will install the Docker on the both Ansible and Docker instance, right? So let's see whether it's at running. It is still running, right? It is taking some little bit time. So meanwhile, we can install Docker. You can see here, we can install Docker Ansible and Docker instance. Docker instance is already ready. So we can install Docker over here. Let me copy. You can see we have this instance already there, right? I'm installing. Docker is going on the Docker instance, right? It is happening. What happened about this server is done, right? You can see Ansible is done. Ansible one. I'm clearing the screen. See. So I'm coming back again here. I'm just checking the Ansible version. You can see this Ansible version is installed 2.10. In this version, we can see config file is not there in none. But if you are using the Ubuntu is creating this configuration file. So we don't want to create here, but here we need to create some configuration as well. So what we need to do, we need to create the etc folder. Under that, we need to create the Ansible. See, I'm creating it. And we need to go over there and creating the host file. Currently, you can see nothing is there, right? So just I'm creating the host file. And for now, I'm writing down the local host. Local host, you can see, because it is used for the local one. Then I'm saving it. This is created, host file is created over here. You can see host is here, get hosts. You can see this local host is there, right? So we have created this step because this configuration file is a higher version is not there. It is for Ansible, it is none. So we have done this step is required. But if you are working on the lower version, it path is there already. So we don't need to do anything here, right? We need to update only the host file directly. Okay. So we have done this thing. So, but still we have not created any user so far. So this step we are parking here. We will do it later after creating the user, right? This step I will explain later on. So in this step, we need to install the Docker in the post system. So I'm installing here in the Ansible system also. Docker is installing here. You can see. And we have already run Docker installation on the here Docker system. You can see this Docker host already installed. You can see here Docker version is installed already, and Docker is also installed in the Ansible also. So Docker version you can see here, right? So we have done this step. Now we need to start Docker service and check the status, right? I started here and I'm starting on the Docker host also. Started now, we check the status. This is active. Docker is running on the Docker host, and Docker is also running on the Ansible server. So we have done up to this step. Now we need to create the users for creating the password that's connectivity. So, and also we will use this user for connecting one from the Jenkins also. So we need users in the post systems, right? So I'm creating users here in the Docker host and also in the Ansible both side. I'm creating the same user. Now we need to set the password for this user. So I am giving the same password ANS admin. This password, password ANS admin. Password has set successfully in Ansible system. Now I'm setting same password here. ANS admin. Now password is set successfully. Now we need to add this ANS admin into Docker group. We need to run this command. It's done. Now our user is added, right? And we have created this user. Now we have created this user over here, so we can go back and do this step. So this is on the Ansible server. We need to go to OPT and create a folder, right? So first we need to log in with this Ansible user, right? So we are going to the Ansible system. This is Ansible system. You can see here currently log in with the root. So we are going and we will change log in with the ANS admin. You can see here it is showing currently root, right? So see, now I am connecting it. Who am I? This is ANS admin, right? Now I am going to the OPT folder. You can see already 3 folders are there in OPT. So we will create one more folder here, like Docker. This Docker is created. You can see here this Docker user. This is Docker folder content the access of the root, but we are accessing with the NS admin. So we need to change it rights. So we will use the cron command for changing this ownership here. I think, yeah, correct. We need to run. I think it is not. We are not able to do it from here, so we need to take the sudo and run this command. Now you can see here this Docker, after running the cron command on Docker, it is showing the access like this, ns admin. Earlier it was showing like this one, root access. So we actually Ansible user, ns admin user will use this folder. So we need to change this ownership, right? So actually we will store all our files in this particular system. I'm showing you here, cd docker. Nothing is there. When we will run our job, we will put all those files over here. So we have done this thing and already completed the Docker one. Now we need to create the passwordless connection between the Ansible and Docker instance. So for that, we need to go with the Ansible instance with using the ANS admin, right? So this is my Docker host. Go to the Ansible system, right? This is my Ansible system, right? And currently we are I'm logging with the sudo, right? No, it is already logged with ANS admin, right? You can see. I'm showing you in the ANS admin, right? And we need to do sudo. We have taken already. We need to generate the key. For generating the key, we need to just put. You can see here pwd. Let me see sudo minus admin. It is. Yeah, actually, it's asking for password because we have not given one step we missed out here. We have not given the sudo access for NS admin. So we need to do this step also for doing this access. This I'm doing it. So we need to do a sudo right sudo minus. Okay, let me do exit from there. Yeah, we have now come to the root, right? I'm clearing this screen. So we need to do sudo search file. We need to give access to the NS admin for sudo access, right? And we need to add this line. You can add it, right? Save, right? So vi sudo we need to do on the Docker machine also. Here, who am I? This is root, right? Oh, vi sudo. can see here. This one. We copied here, right? Giving the access root access. Okay. Now we have done this one, and this step is completed, right? Actually, we missed out this step earlier. So after this, now we are need to create the passwords connection. We need to go to the Ansible server, and Ansible instance. We will run this. Take the sudo for the admin, NS admin, right? So this is our Ansible server. Who am I currently login with the root? So I'm changing to this one. Now we are logging with NS admin, right? And you can see here ls minus al, no ssh dot ssh file is there, right? So when we will run that, generate that key, it will create a dot ssh file and also create the key also. You can see I'm running it. Now we will check ls minus al. You can see dot ssh file is created. So I am going into this dot ssh folder. Here you can see it is created public key as well as private key. This is private key and this is public key we have created, right? See here, right? Now we need to copy Ansible manage host to the Docker instance. So what we need to do, we need to run this command. And after that, we need to hit the private IP for the Docker server. So what is the private IP for Docker server? You can go over here and this is Docker system we have. And you can see public private IP is there. We can copy it and just I am pasting here. Enter. It is first time it will ask for the password. So I am providing the password here. It is successfully number of key added to 1. This key is added to the public authentication file in the Docker site. That is added successfully. Now we can, if you want, we can connect. I'm just outing from here. Okay. Now if you want to, we can connect directly from the directly connect to the Docker machine. Currently, we are on the NS admin's Ansible machine, right? Ansible machine. Now I am trying to connect same command ans admin. This is user @ private IP of the Docker machine, right? When I enter it, this passwordless connection is already created to be moved directly to the Ansible system to the Docker's machine. It means our connectivity has been done successfully, right? Now I'm exiting from the Docker machine, so I will again reach out to Ansible machine, right? Now, now we need to copy the local Ansible instance because a local host is there. So I am running this command here to the local host because earlier we have copied to the Docker system and this time we are copying to the local host. So it is again first time is asking for the password. I am providing the password. And you can see this is added successfully again. SSS localhost, right? It is done. So now our Ansible machine is connected to the local as well as a Docker machine, right? Now I am just pinging using the model minus ping model and running it. It is showing localhost success because we have added only one file in that host file entry localhost. So it is pinging this one. So our connection is okay. right? If we'll add that Docker machine in the local system also, then that time it will also ping. We can ping those things, that server also rightly, Docker machine. So we have done for up to this step. Now moving to the next step. Now we need to create a connection with Jenkins and the Ansible, right? And set Maven path. We already set this one in last previous step, right? So this connection we need to create. We need to go to the Jenkins and we need to configure system and using the publics over SSS, because we have used this plugin earlier, so it will option will come. Let's see into it. So our Jenkins system is here. I'm going to manage Jenkins already there. This is, and this is the configuration system. You can see this one, right? And here you can see at the end publish over SSS is coming over here. So we need to add the server here, right? You can see we have added server, right? Now you can, I am putting this name for the Ansible server because we are connecting from to Ansible server from Jenkins. Host name, it's showing private IP for the Ansible instance. So private IP, for private IP, we need to go to here and copy the private IP from here, right? And username, you already use ANS admin, and we go to the advanced button, click here and use the password authentication because you already enabled that password authentication in the AWS instance, right? So this is the password. I am putting it password here, and after password you can see here we can test configurations. So I am testing it, is showing success. It means we have successfully connected from the Jenkins uh, to the Ansible server, right? I'm applying it and save, right? So we have done these steps, and also we have already done this step, right? Hope it is clear to you, everyone, right? Now, next step, we can see repository side, we can install Git on the Jenkins instance because by default, AWS instance it doesn't contain this Git. So we need to install if you are doing any activity over there. So because in Jenkins, we will use the GitHub, so we need to install Git on that server also. So I'm going back to the Jenkins system. This is our Jenkins, right? So I'm running Git over here, installing. This installation is will take few seconds only. It's done, right? So we have done this one. Now we need to change something in the GitHub. I told you earlier, and also we need to change the host file in the GitHub and the Docker instance private IP, right? So let's go over in the this URL. This is our repository URL, and we will change over there, right? So here I'm opening GitHub repository, and you can see here in the host file, right? Host file, it is showing local host and one IP. This is the it should be private IP of Docker instance, this target system. So we will go that instance here, and Docker instance is there. We will copy this private IP and we need to edit it. This is the, I've edited, right? So I am saving this one. This is updated, right? We have done this thing also, right? And this step we need to do it log in with the Docker Hub credential. Okay, I am showing you how can we log into the Docker Hub. You can see here Docker Hub login. We need, if you don't have account, you need to create with the Docker Hub. Oh, it's not showing correct format here. So this is the login page for the Docker Hub. If you don't have account, you can create account here. I have already account, so I am signing it. Yeah, right. This is my credential username for the Docker Hub. I'm signing it. You can see here I have multiple custom image over here, so we will use these things. And same time I will show you when we will create the we will run our job, then I will show over here, right? So you can see here we need to log in the Ansible instance using the root user, right? So I'm going to the Ansible user. This is our Ansible. So I am taking sudo for the root. Now I am the login with the root, right? After that, I am using the command for the Docker login. Username, you can see here, this is my username and my password I'm entering here. This is successfully corrected, you can see here. So we have completed this step also, right? This thing we are doing when we will run our job when our playbook Ansible will create the playbook, use the playbook and create the build and upload that build to the Docker Hub. That time this connection is required. If we not do the login, that time we will get the error for the authentication error. So this is login here, though it means our Ansible server is connected to the Docker Hub. And when we will create a build on the Ansible system, will create a build and upload to the Docker Hub, then that time will easily connect and upload it. Now next step, we need to create the Jenkins jobs, right? So we can take any name, but I am taking a specific this name, and our jobs is here. So I'm creating new job here, and I'm selecting Maven project and creating OK. Now you can see here I'm selecting the source code management URL. We have already know this URL. I will explain the things code and other things also in a while. I'm using the main branch instance of master. So I'm changing here. If you're using the master, then you can leave it as. Now, after the build section, you need to, we are using in the build section, see a clean package, clean installing package, right? This one. Now you can see post build section, you need to use the send build artifact over SSH. See here. You install already plugin, so we are getting this option send build artifact over SSH. So I'm selecting this one, and it will show here things because we have already created Ansible server to it by default just showing this Ansible server over there, right? So here we need to create some points. Actually, we are using these files, Docker file host and two playbooks, 4 files. So what you need to do, I'm copying these 4 files from the Git repository, host file, Docker file, hosts, create simple DevOps project.yml. This is first playbook, and this is the second playbook, simple image DevOps image, right? Create simple DevOps image.yml. This all 4 files I'm showing you here. You can see in my GitHub, it is already in the root Docker file. Create simple DevOps image.yml, create simple DevOps project.yml, and host file. This is 4 files we are using over here. I will explain 4 files in a while. After that, where we want to remote, what is the remote directory for that? Actually, our intention is to copy all those files in the Ansible system for particular path, opt docker, which we have created earlier. I am showing you. So this is the Ansible system. We have already created opt docker. Let me check again. Ansible system. Let me check. Oh, we have created in the Docker host machine instead of Ansible. That was the mistake here. I'm showing you. This we need to create on the Ansible system, right? So no problem. We will go and create it again, right? So we are on the Docker host. No, we need to go to the Ansible system again, right? Here we don't have that thing, so we can create it, right? So not a big, we just run this command again here. And you can see here, I'm just clearing the screen, ls-l. This is created with the root access, but Ansible user will use, so we need to change the ownership, right? For changing the ownership, we are running this again. It is changed, right? You can see here, right? So for this region, we have created Docker here because our intention is to all those files would come here. Then Ansible system will run that playbook and do the activity, right? So we have done from here, right? So we have created this one, copying file to the this directory, right? So we will copy all these 4 files to the here. So I think before going ahead, I need to explain all those what are the files, then we will check it out, right? So I'm doing this thing here and I'm applying and save it to up to this place, right? So let's check. I'm just building it, right? So it will do only copy, create the war file as per you can see here what we did so far. It will take the code from the GitHub and create a build war file. And after creating the war file, it will copy this file to this location. That's it. It will not do anything else apart from it. So I'm just running it. And currently you can see the Ansible system. We don't have anything, right? Let's see what is happening here. The first time it will take some time because it will download all those dependencies for the Maven, and it is running. You can see here. You can see here build success. it will created the Maven project var file, and also you can see here it connected to SSH and it transferred 4 files here and success. So let's go on the server and check it out. You can see we are able to see 4 files, and you can see here this ownership is showing as Ansible because this user we are adding in the Jenkins NS admin, right? So first, but still you can see here we don't have any war file over here. So for creating the Docker image, we need the war file, right? So we need to do some steps, but before going ahead, I will explain all those 4 files over here, right? So first things this host file entry. Actually here we are using the local host as well as Ansible one, and we have only one file Docker image. We are entering the private IP for Docker image. If we have multiple deployment we want for the Ansible, because Ansible is using for the continuous deployment tool. So we need to add multiple IPs over here. So it will deploy at the same time all those IPs, right? So currently I'm taking example with only with the one instance, right? So this is host file we need to maintain over here. And second thing is the Docker file. In Docker file, we are not doing anything. We are taking the Tomcat instance, latest one, and only copying this var file, which whatever we are creating the var file to the Tomcat location, root location, where Tomcat will run, right? We are copying the var file, because war file is created by the Jenkins Maven already in Jenkins, right? So we are not doing much in the Docker file, right? And for demo purpose, this is the code our which we have created here. You can see this index.jsp over here. So this will, when we will run this our application, it will print this one, right? So this is very simple things I have used for the demo. And now this is two playbooks are there which is used by the Ansible. First playbook, it will create the image. I'm opening it. So I am host all, means it will work for the all host. What is the entry in the host file? It will work for everyone. And task, how many tasks you need to perform. First task, it will create the Docker image. Like we will run the Docker build command -t, and it will create the simple DevOps image, right? And after creating this image, it will check in this folder of it will get the Docker file from this folder of Docker, right? We have already created these files over there, and we can see here we have already copied Docker file over here. See, Docker file already there, right? And after creating, we need to create the tag, because the tag is important because we are uploading this image to the Docker Hub. So for uploading the tag, we need to run this tag command, and we have added this our name Docker ID, because it is saving as a username / image name. So you can use your ID over here. After creating the tag, we need to push image to the Docker Hub. So this is the command to push this image to Docker Hub. After pushing this command, we need to remove the Docker image from the Ansible server, because it will create. We want to clean up our Ansible server. So we need to just creating this Docker RMI command. It will create the Tomcat image. It will create simple DevOps image. So, and it will create this tag image. 3 images it will create. This Tomcat we are using the Docker file. We are taking from the Docker Hub. So these 3 images will be created in the Ansible, and same time it will delete. But first time when we will run, it will give this file, it will not get. We are putting this ignore error is yes. If you are getting any error for that it will not consider, right? This is our first playbook, only creating the image and upload this image to the push this image to the Docker Hub. That is the things which I have shown in the diagram, right? I am showing you also that diagram to be clear to you. This thing, this first playbook just taking the all those files and creating the images, Docker image, and pushing this image to the here Docker Hub. That is the first playbook. And second playbook, it will deploy it to the Docker and also take the image from the Docker Hub, which we uploaded in the first step, right? And deployed container over here. So let's see the second playbook, right? Second one. This is create simple DevOps project.yml. You can see here it is host for all, and you can see first just park the three one right now. I am explaining later on. First, you can see here pull Docker image from the GitHub Docker Hub. So this is a command. First, it will pull the image from Docker Hub, and after creating a Docker Hub, we want to deploy the container to that target system, right? So it will go and Docker run -d name, and this is the name of the container, simple DevOps container, and port number this, and it will, this is the name of our image latest. So it will push the image to the Docker system, right? And you can see here, but when we will deploy it again, that time we need to remove the container. But first time when we are trying to stop the image, right? Is that time it will give the error because this is the our container name. Because if this container is running, if we want to run the again same container, then we need to change the port. In our application, we are not able to change the port. So what we will do it first, it will delete the container first, stop the container, then remove the container, right? And after this, remove the image also from the Docker system. After doing this, after removing the everything container and image, it will again pull the new image from the Docker Hub and deploy the container over there, right? So let's do it practically, right? So it is done successfully. Again, I'm coming to this same job and configure. So I'm adding one more server for the war file here, same Ansible server. What we need to do, I'm going to the PPT it will be clear. We've done up to this place, right? So as you can see here, we need to copy the war file from the WebOps target file, right? You can see in and also we need to copy in the target folder here, same place where you want to copy it, and we want to remove this prefix. We want only war file in this directory, right? And after doing this, we want to execute this playbook, two playbooks, right? So now you can ask the question here, which I have parked here. How can it understand that it needs to deploy this container in which server? Because you have taken host all here, right? There are multiple ways here. So in this video, I am doing in different way. And another video of AWS, when we will use the Kubernetes, I will use a different way. Okay. So first things, this is for all, but we can restrict this deployment when we will run this YML file. You can see here, The second one, we will run this YML file. I am limiting limit. I am putting it limit here for Docker private IP only, not for, because as per we can restrict here as such, or we can restrict here, right? Both places. So first example I am showing in this way, and second one I will restrict here, right? So you. So first one is this is correct one, because first one we are doing with the local host, right? And second one we are deploying in the Docker private IP. So we need to add change it Docker private IP. So go to AWS console and copy this Docker private IP, right? I am copying here. See, okay. Now first playbook will run. It will take all those files from the OPT Docker, right? We already copied earlier, and is this file also in the OPT Docker, right? And you can see our host file is also in OPT Docker and then OPT Docker, right? So I am limiting into different this ways. So this is done from our side. I'm just applying and save it. Now in PPT, we need to test only. So I will show you before running this manually. I want to show that in the Docker host, this is Docker file, right? Docker images. We don't have any image right now, right? And you can see here Docker PS, we don't have any container, right? And same thing, I want to show you Ansible system also. Don't have any image here, and Docker PS will not come definitely, right? So let's see. Let's run this job, right? Manual. First time I am doing it manually, then I will do it automatically, right? Build now. You can see here, just I'm opening this console here. It is creating the build, and you can see here it is running it, and build success. Build is created, and first one 4 file is transferred, and second one is running. It means playbook is still in progress, right? So you can see here in the Ansible system, this timestamp is updated. You can see here, right? And also this time we got the war file over here, right? We added one more command, right? So this thing has done. You can see, let's check Docker image whether it's creating or not here. We're not getting so far here. Let's check. It is still running. Let's check on the Docker side. You can see here, we are getting image here. This is tag one, right? And you can check here. It is actually, it will create here and it will delete from here. So it is list out here, right? And Docker PS, you can check. It is created the container, right? You can see 31 second ago, right? You can see container is created. And let's check the status of job. It is success actually, right? And what happened here in the Ansible system, it is created and deleted the file Docker image. So we are not getting here, actually it is deleted in between, because in the Ansible playbook I showed you earlier, in the earlier one, it will delete all those things in this first playbook. You can see here image. After creating, it will remove all this both images from here, right? So let's check in the Docker Hub what happened about that. Refresh it, right? I'm refreshing it, Docker Hub. You can see here just it is updated two minutes ago, right? Simple DevOps image is created here, correct? And let's check the application here, right? Container is running over here and port 8080. So in this application, you can see Docker public IP and port number and web apps, right? We need to run it. So let's copy Docker public IP from here. Docker public IP is this one. I'm running here with 8080 slash web apps, web app, right? You can see. No, see, we are getting things over here. You can see. I showed you earlier. Let me open it here. Web apps, index.jsp. This thing we are getting in this is successfully deployed over here, right? In GCP instance something. So we have done it manually, but if you want to do it automatically, we need to configure webhook. So for in this side, we need to do build side. We need to enable this GitHub hook trigger for GSM polling. It means whenever code will change, it will run this job, right? So I'm applying and save it. And from the Jenkins side here, you can see this is settings. I'm going to the settings, and this is a webhook configuration for this project, and I'm editing it, right? And this is Jenkins IP, right? Jenkins server IP. We need to add it here. Okay. Now GitHub webhook. You can create a new configuration or update the existing one. Update webhook. I'm updating it. See here. It is 547316 right? Same thing. I've copied here. 8080 put, right? Then go to the PPT. I think I explained those things also, right? You can see here this URL. I have changed Jenkins public IP and host name, and also we have enabled this in project, right? Now we need to clone code in the local or anywhere where we want. Git clone this project. So I am taking on the Ansible system itself. We can take it from anywhere. It is Docker machine, so I'm taking Ansible system, right? CT/opt ls. We don't have any. I'm cloning here, right? You can see here we got this project details, right? Now I'm going to here and change it to index.html, right? You can see here index.html is there. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm changing it GCP. I'm removing it and putting a AWS Amazon instances there, right? So I'm saving it. You can see here cat. See, we have changed the file, right? So git status, what is showing one file change. I'm committing it directly using -a command. Now we need to configure these things before using this. Now I'm running this command again. It is updated. I'm clearing this screen to understand. Get status. See, we need to add it. Before adding it, I want to show you something in GitHub. You can see we have 51 commits so far. So I'm just committing it, pushing it again. Git push. Asking for my credentials. So I'm putting it here. It's done, right? You can see here. Now you can see this is I'm refreshing it. You can see 52 commit, right? And also we can see our Jenkins job. We have created 2 jobs so far. You can see the third job is started here, right? Automatically. And it is started building the things, and it will repeat all those things. And we can see 4 file transfers. Now we will go in the Ansible system and check the Docker image directly here. We're not getting still here. Yeah, you can see here 3 images is created here, and slowly it will just 3 seconds ago you can see here. When it will done upload to the Docker Hub, it will automatically removed. You can see it is removed from here, right? And you can see jobs, it is still working. It means it is doing on the second portion on the Docker side. I will show you that thing also. Here you can see Docker images. You can see it is created 35 seconds ago just. Docker PS, you can see 9 seconds ago it is created, right? It means job is completed. You can see our job is completed here, right? 9 seconds ago it is showing 31 seconds ago. So let's go and refresh our job. It is showing GCP Ubuntu instance, and we have changed it with AWS, right? So just go and refresh only. See, now you can see it is reflects, and it is done automatically. We have not done anything. This developer checking the code from the local system to GitHub, and this is reflected on the output directly. Whole system is run automatically. So that is for this demo, but I want to show you something in the GitHub because I created those files here. You can see here for the Docker side, you can see here Docker. I have just steps are there. How to install the Docker? This is steps I have already there. You can see on the different instance how to install it, right? And also you can see some Docker commands over here, right? I have mentioned here, and this Docker Hub.md, what is Docker Hub registry? You can go and you can check it out here, right? And also you can see this is file actually I've created, but I've not used as a project, right? So this is for Docker things, and other things for Ansible. You can see, go and check here Ansible installation, which I have shown in the PPT. I mentioned over here also same thing, right? And this is installation on the RHEL file 8.0 version. It is there, right? So you can refer from this place also, installation steps. and Docker, Ansible, Jenkins. This is Jenkins jobs which is created over here, right? Jenkins installation we have done, right? On the EC2 instance, how can we do? This is the things I have already added here, right? And we will do when the Kubernetes, then I will explain this Kubernetes one. And so far I have done, I think, all those things. I explain it, right? So we have done our demo, total CI/CD pipeline things uh, using the Ansible playbooks. So that is the end of this demo. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. We will meet you in the next video. Our next video for uh, this is our next video. We will discuss the same thing what we did currently. We will do in the GCP cloud, Google Cloud with the Ubuntu operating system. We will do it in the next video. Bye for now.